Hello, I'm Dana with Land Pride Service. Today we're going to install a third function valve kit on tractors. This valve kit here is a 380-363A. It's a flat face kit. We also have a 380-362A, which is a Pioneer tips. This kit will fit the L0302 tractor, the L3902, with the LA526 loader. This kit will also fit the L2502 and the 4802 with the LA766 loader. The tractor behind me happens to be the 4802 with a 766 loader. This kit comes pre-assembled. Let's open up the box and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Our third function valve kits come packed in foam. And inside the box is all the parts. We got our instructions. We have got our bulkhead hoses. You notice that these are already assembled. All you do is attach these bolts to the torque tube. This is ready to plug in to the third function valve. The next part we can pull out of here is going to be the third function valve. You notice all the parts are assembled. Hoses are on, everything's tight. And the last part is your handle. This handle is pre-wired for what I like to call plug and play. You do not need wire strippers. It plugs in to the existing wiring harness of your tractor. Very quick and easy install. By packing it this way, saves a lot of install time. So next we're going to start installing it on the tractor. On these tractors here, you're going to remove this bolt and you're going to loosen this one. This is your loader valve mount. This bracket here has got a slot in it. That slot and this bracket is going to go underneath this mount. This slot will slide onto this bolt here that's loose. Then you'll reinstall this bolt here and tighten it up. Okay, our third function valve is mounted and the bolts are torqued. The next step is identify your ports here. You got a long hose and a short hose. Let's talk hydraulic flow. On this block on the L tractors, this port here is your pressure port. That pressure port goes up here to the loader valve for pressure. The outside port on your loader valve comes back down. This is your power beyond port from the loader valve. This is the return. It's very important to keep the oil flow direction going the way it's supposed to. These valves are open center. They're a one-way open center. If you run these lines backwards, you will damage your valve. Make sure they are hooked up correctly. The short hose goes to the pressure port. We're going to remove the pressure line here from the block, follow it up to the loader valve, and we'll remove this hose and discard it. Our next step is to hook up the pressure line to the third function valve to our pressure port on the block. Again, the short hose will have the P, in other words, P for pressure, stamped in the block. This line here is going to hook up to the pressure port. We will hook that up. This line here is your longer hose. That's the tank port, return if you will. This line here will go up and hook into the loader valve. We'll remove the hose before. Next on the list is we're going to remove this rubber. We're going to basically remove the lever for the loader, and we're going to install your new lever. Okay, now with the handle removed, you will notice there's a jam nut on the threads. You're going to remove the nut and the boot. You'll install them on the new handle. You will put the boot on first. You will actually have to notch the boot a little bit to get this wire harness to fit in there comfortably with this handle. I've notched this boot as the instructions state. Big enough to get this wire through there. Your fuse holder, if you take your cap off your fuse holder, it won't make quite as large a hole to get it through. And shove this boot up here past the first curve. I've got the nut installed. Now we're going to install the handle onto the tractor. Okay, now that the handle is on, You can actually rotate this handle to your liking, the position of it, lock your jam nut down. At that point here, we're going to shove our wires to the bottom right corner. At this point, you want to put a zip tie right here and hold this wire at the 3 o'clock position. You'll take your boot and install it, and also put a zip tie around the top of your boot. Okay, at this point here, we're going to hook up the wiring harness to the coils. The green goes on the top coil. The black will go to the bottom coil. The only one that's left is your power wire. It's going to hook under here. We're going to change your camera angle to show you what that looks like. Okay, next we're going to find the power wire on this tractor is up underneath the dash. Power supply dust cap. We're going to remove that. We're going to take our hot wire and hook up to our connector. Before we do that, you notice here we got a red and white wire. We're going to show you a different picture here, but I want to check to make sure that these red wires are lined up correctly. Sometimes I've heard that one of them is backwards. It's an easy fix. If the red wire and the red wire does not match, the third function valve will still work. However, the light for the main switch will not come on. It's an LED light. It must be wired up correctly to make it work. So at this point, make sure that your red wires match the same post. Okay, now that we got our power supply hooked up, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to zip tie this up. There is a hole on this mount. Make a perfect spot to run a zip tie through. We're going to zip tie these up out of the way. Remember, this is where your fuse is located at. Okay, now we're going to install the bulkhead hoses and mount to the loader. On your torque tubular loader, there's 2 bolts back here. You're going to remove those. This kit includes 2 longer bolts. These will attach here. A hose clamp will attach to this hole. To get the bolt in here, you will have to drop your loader jack down to gain access, then put your loader jack back. The next clamp is going to be attached to this bolt here. You're going to remove that bolt and put this clamp in place. Okay, the bulkhead hose is installed, clamps are tight. The only thing we got left, and we'll hook up our couplers is next. Okay, our final step, we're going to hook up the couplers, remove your dust caps. At this point, you can hook your dust caps together to keep them clean. And if you're the type of person, if you're running a grapple and you like the top button to open it and the bottom to close it, if that is not right on your grapple, switch these 2 lines around. That'll correct that. Okay, now that your installation is complete, get on your tractor, start it up, run the loader up and down, make sure all the hydraulics work like they're supposed to, run your 3-point up and down. If something doesn't work right or sound right, you most likely have got some hoses turned around backwards. Turn your light on for the third function valve, energize it. At this time, you guys will have a grapple on your tractor. Open it and close it. Make sure everything works correctly. If you have further questions, consult your operator's manual or contact your local Land Pride dealer. I'm Dana Trump. Thanks for buying Land Pride, and thank you for watching this video.